All right, guys, we're here. We're back. We are live now. That's the first time I've actually said that since we've been live.
Hold on, did you check first?
I mean, well, hold on. Let me check. I mean, you make a great point there. I better go check and make sure we're live. Okay.
On the correct pages this week too.
That's a lot. You're asking a lot for us to be in the right places and stuff. So, it says we're live on Pit Chatter Media. So that's
All
good.
right, we're back.
Let's see if we're live on Race 22. Yep, we're live on Race 22.
We're back and in style.
We're live on the Race 22 YouTube page too. So apparently we got our crap together this week. Well, at least that part of it, anyways.
For the first minute.
Yeah, well, we ain't made it in 60 seconds.
There's still plenty of time for this thing to go downhill quickly.
I mean, I'm sure it will. So, I mean, at least I'm not, having to look over here to read, the comments. I can actually read them on here if there is some already. So, Josh Phillips. I mean, apparently he thinks we should rename the podcast. So,
it was a one-time deal. It won't be a train wreck this week.
Well, let's reserve, opinion there as to whether it will be a train wreck or not.
It'll be all right. We'll be fine. This thing's going smooth as butter so far.
Yeah. Well, at least we got some stuff to talk about this week.
Yeah.
Had another race get in at Franklin County. Had racing all over the region. Bowman Gray. Where else? Newport Speedway got a race in. Several others. Dominion had a big race this weekend. Doug Barnes Jr. coming home with a win there. So got a bunch of races we can talk about, things we can talk about. A bunch of people jumping in here. I'm not going to try to call out everybody or share everybody's comment there, but we see you either way. Well, Noah probably don't see you, but I see you, and so
I have to cut myself off from the comments until he posts because I get distracted easily. So no, I don't see them.
You definitely are easily distracted. That's for sure. So all right. Let me get my damn notes pulled up here so I can, try to remember what we're doing. What episode?
I think something about a podcast.
What episode is this? Let me go look.
57, I think.
Oh, you're on it, man. You're on it. All right, got people jumping in here, so we'll go. This is the Pit Chatter Podcast, episode 57, as Noah pointed out there. So good for you for actually knowing what podcast it was. I don't know how you knew, but you did. And this week's episode has been for a while, presented by Yoder's Custom Meat Processing. You
can't beat his meat. Or as Terry says, you can't outmeat the hut or whatever he said. I
don't know. Jesus. Oh, man. The greatest announcer in the world, Terry Radford. That's self-proclaimed. I read that in the comments yesterday. So,
said it right next to the man, too.
Yeah.
He could just tap him on the shoulder and be like, what is it again?
Yeah. It's all good. It's all good. I mean, I guess if he messes it up, maybe people pay attention to it more. Because they go, hey, that's not it.
I think next race, when he goes to shout out Yoder Meat, he should just hold the mic up to Lauren, and Lauren can just say, nobody beats my meat.
There's zero chance that Lauren's going to do that.
He won't do that.
No.
It'd be funny, though.
Listen, he's a little more modest about his meat than you are about his meat. So
only in public.
Oh, okay. All right. Fair enough. I got to turn this damn TV off over here.
I was going to say you're changing colors every 2 seconds.
I'm watching Flows 24/7, and I mean, all they got's a bunch of damn wrecks. They got sprint cars and all kinds of shit flipping over here. I mean, we are going off I'm in the wrong. I got the wrong space over here. I have to, watch that while we're setting up for the show here. So that didn't do me much good once it started because I see sprint cars going, 14 foot in the air. I'm like, hey, man. So,
Coming to Ararat soon.
Yeah, well, let's keep them on the ground though. I don't like the idea of them getting up off the dirt there. So, speaking of Ararat, man, we got our first practice in this past weekend. That went really good. It really exceeded my expectations by miles. I think we had 40. I tried to count them back up. I should have counted them while they were there, but I think I counted them all back up. I think we had 42 cars total there to practice. Great turnout in the pits. And what really blew my mind, though, was I'm going to say we had 250 people total in the grandstands. 250, 260. I was not expecting that at all.
Wishing you put a charge on watching now, didn't you?
Well, I'm going to have to be honest with you. The owner of the track told me, he said, get $5 a piece out of the fans. That's what I'd do. And I'm like, I ain't charging them for practice. It costs me more money to put somebody out there to take their money than it will that I'll take in. Nah, I'm an idiot. So I think this light's messing me up back here. So
oh, Lord, have mercy. Here we go.
We got problems every week. Problems, and more problems.
We got on here 30 minutes early so you can make sure everything was right.
Yeah. I'm a little dark now. I almost look like Keyshawn over here. A little dark.
That's fine.
So.
We don't need to see you anyway. Hey, I do want to say, I saw it on your video. Whoever that number 20 modified is, the thing is beautiful.
Awesome.
And I'm not just saying that because it's number 20, although that helps. But that car, man.
Sure. That thing is beautiful. For sure. Yeah, for sure. And we had a lot of pretty cars, man. A lot of really nice cars. A lot of, I believe there was 11 late models there. And one of them was a super, so he doesn't really fit into our rule package. So he doesn't really count. I believe we had 9 modifieds, I think 8 or 9 modifieds. Really good turnout, man. Nine Stock4s, 4 of which were quote unquote Franklin County guys. TJ Smith, which he's kind of he's done pulled the Austin Williams and rolled over to the dirt side. John Coe, Zane Reed, and then Nate Young, who was building a car to run at Franklin County with me last year, and then he come from dirt family, so man, when he heard I was going to Ararat, he's all in. You know what I mean? So that was cool. Cool to see some familiar faces. I have to be honest, man. It's going to take me a while to get to know these people down there. Like I see them and I go, man, I remember that guy from the meeting. I wonder what his name is. You know what I mean?
You don't have 20 years of experience knowing everybody now. You starting fresh. Yeah,
well, I had 42 years last year of experience at Franklin County. So yes, definitely starting from scratch there. So yeah, for sure. But man, I tell you, I was impressed with the turnout in the pits and especially the grandstands, and more importantly, the old asphalt guy didn't look like a dumbass when it comes to the dirt, because the track, and I can't take any credit for it, but the track was prepared dang near perfectly. No real issues. It started to, rut out a little bit in turn 3 with the late models out there. But not bad. They like a little character, so it worked out really good. So maybe not the Stock4 guys. They probably didn't like the character very much, but that's beside the point. So
I love that red dirt. It looks good.
I tell you, but when we started that video that I posted of the cars all out there packing the track, man, that red clay looked amazing, didn't it? Just the color of it, and it ain't got nothing to do with me. I thought that was amazing looking.
Yeah, it does. It looks a lot better than just brown dirt.
Yeah, for sure. Like, but I got to give a huge shout out to the guys who, helped me get the track that good. Of course, the owner of the track, Gary Nestor, big help, big guidance. You know, he didn't do a lot of the work per se this time. He kind of let us, you know, do our thing. He did some of the work, but he let our guys, you know, do it. Andrew Langford from Andrew's Mowing and Landscaping, and you know, Trey Cooper and Tommy Hawks and Jimmy Watson coming over, man. So Trey was driving the water truck, and you know, imagine that Trey's, you know, something messed up while Trey was driving it. I mean, he didn't wreck it, okay? He didn't wreck it, and it wasn't
you're
his
still
fault.
young.
Okay? Listen, it wasn't his fault either, okay? But had a bunch of where the truck had sat since 2021, had a bunch of garbage in the I guess in the fuel, and had to change out the fuel filters, and then you know, got the check valve had to be taken off and get the trash out of there. So just you know, a lot of things that you know, had to be done. And Jimmy Watson, who ran the track before, so we, you know, we had a lot of great help, man. You know, with the owner of the track, and you know, the people who previously ran the track. You know, Jimmy and his wife Lisa, they loaned me. You know, Kim was at my wife Kim. She was at Franklin County, you know, scoring the races for you guys. So we didn't have the equipment to run, you know, scoring. They loaned me theirs, which I'm hoping to buy, you know, soon, because they don't have a use for it. And so it's really great, man. You know, just the people that helped us out, and you know, all those guys were just super help with getting that track looking. Because I didn't do any of the work. I wasn't in the water truck. I wasn't on the grader. I didn't disc the track. I didn't pack the track. I didn't do any of that. So, you know, I had my focus where my focus needed to be, and that was not in doing that. So, but
You gonna let Trey run the water truck and spectator drags?
I'm not letting Trey drive anything that I own in any drag racing or any kind.
Or burnout competition.
That sounds like a horrible idea. Okay, sounds like a horrible idea. But yeah, no, you know, getting a lot of comments about how the track looked, and I appreciate that, guys. And got Cotton Rigney stopping by. He said, "Hey guys, this is a great show. We appreciate you. Appreciate you guys, you know, all tuning in." But man, good opener out there. Doesn't really, I mean, I don't have anything to talk about. You know, we didn't wreck anything. We didn't, luckily, nobody tore anything up. I think somebody did maybe tear a rear end out of a modified, I believe. You know, of course, you know, as usual, you know, we didn't have anybody in the tow truck. We weren't prepared for all that. But we had some guys jump in from the Blue Ridge Truck Center, and they jumped in my wrecker and jumped out there and took care of business. Well, between that and Tommy Hawks, Tommy was a big help this past weekend, former crew member for some racers, and you know, he jumped in there and he helped us with everything, man. I'm gonna tell you what, and I'm gonna promise you, he's been sore since he got to work this week. I'll guarantee it, because he rode around on the tractor with the sheep's foot, and that tractor just beat you to death. And then he rode around in the water truck, and that water truck will beat you to death. And then he rode around in my wrecker packing the track, and I'm sure that was not a great experience. But you know, appreciate him a lot. So, but you know, unfortunately, I can't be excited about, you know, this weekend. Well, can't be as excited about this weekend. We were planning to open up, having to move the opener, which, you know, I don't know. You know, it's a bummer, but it's not a big deal. You know, I think it'll be better for us when we get started on May 10th. So looking forward to that. We're going to try to have practice Saturday if for some reason the weather pans out. Right now, it looks like the whole East Coast is going to be a wash. So,
Yep. Well, I mean, at least it sucks that you got to delay it, but that at least gives you a little bit extra time to really make sure everything is polished and ready to go.
Yeah. Well, so, you know, what'll be my excuse if I don't get everything done now? I mean, that's the problem. That's the only bad part.
You have none now. Now you're in it.
I've used up my what is it called?
Mulligans.
There you go, my mulligan. I've used it up. It's all gone now. So, anyways, but so that's Ararat for you. That's what we got going on. That's how this weekend went. I'm excited about it, but I still can't wait to get the season started. I'm kind of glad it won't be this weekend because I'm behind on some stuff, and I think the racers are a little behind, even though they've had a lot of time, because a lot of them couldn't come and practice this past weekend because they didn't have their cars ready. And so hopefully, this weekend we could get a practice in maybe, and if not, next Friday we're going to try to get one in. I learned one thing, man. I got to give a lot of credit to my wife, Kim, and not having her there with me, having her at Franklin County was not a lot of fun. So I don't, I hope she's not watching tonight, so I don't have to hear from her about it. Y'all can just know.
Her.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it'll probably be a bunch of them texting her, or either that, or she'll pop up in the comments here. So, but either way, I'd much rather had her there. So, but hey, man, you guys had a big day over at Franklin County Saturday. Tell us about all the things that happened there.
Well, I want to start it off with, it was the Easter Bash, okay?
Did anybody bash anybody?
There was a few bashings.
Okay.
And almost a hand-to-hand bashing. Shout out to Dwayne. He stopped that one before it happened. But they decided they wanted to do a little Easter egg hunt for the kids. And we have all those ladies that helped set that up. They're very upset because some dude in the crowd yelled go before they were ready. And I'm just letting you know, whoever did that, they're all pissed at you.
I think it was
so that's first off. No, it wasn't me. No. I didn't even know they were doing it. I just looked over and there was like 1,000 kids everywhere. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But I think this past weekend went a lot smoother than the first race did. Obviously, first race, whole new crew, whole new everything. It went off surprisingly good, but this past week was even better. I mean, a few little hiccups in mini stock, but our sound system, sound was beautiful, and I was really impressed with it. So that was a big thing. Car count is still not where we want it, but it never is. Even if you had 20 cars, you wish you had 25. So,
yeah.
But it was a good night overall. I feel like quick too. We was in and out of there like 3 hours.
Well, that's good. That's not like Lauren at all. I hope he's watching. But seemed like a good night. Good day from some perspectives, and I like Kyle Dudley, okay, but seeing him get beat, I mean, that's a rare feat at Franklin County, and that's exactly what you guys got.
That's what we were talking about on the phone before we were recording, trying to figure out when the last time he lost the race at Franklin County was.
I want to say it was, as far as a Franklin County race goes, I want to say it was like 2020. I don't remember any other.
Yeah,
maybe somebody will correct me.
And I know Kyle is probably tired of hearing about it already. But really, it's a respect thing because he's so damn good. Nobody at the track thought he was going to lose that race.
No.
And so when he does, and like you said, it's been probably 5 years since he's lost a race that wasn't a car store race. And he almost won the one. But, it was just, that's insane. Shout out to Drew Bond. He, as Keyshawn says, he unzipped his suit and let that thing hang out. It was crazy. The crowd was going nuts. I don't feel like I've ever actually heard the crowd like all cheering before there, but you could hear it then.
Well, getting Kyle beat will get the crowd going for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I didn't know how many haters there were out there.
Well,
a lot of Bobby G fans in the stands.
Yeah, probably. The thing about it is, though, while they can be haters, I mean, that is a total respect thing, like you're talking about. It really is. I mean, the fact that they're happy to see him get beat. I mean, that's respect to him because it doesn't happen very often.
No, it doesn't. And not just at Franklin County. I mean, he's a top guy at every track he goes to. I mean, sure, he's not completely dominating everywhere like he does at Franklin County, but he's never not in the question. So
Yeah.
I mean, it really is just ultimately a respect thing. Like a holy hell, somebody beat him. I
Right.
mean, Drew
Right.
did. He slung that thing in there. I told
Yeah.
Drew Bond I'd shout out his YouTube. I didn't know he had one, but he's trying to
Yeah.
get this
I'm gonna watch that.
vlog going.
Yeah.
I told him I'd shout it out. So y'all go
All right.
watch. He's
Well, what is his YouTube?
Drew Bond Racing.
Okay. I wanted to make sure. I don't know what it is, so I just wanted to know if you
Yeah.
knew.
He just got the video up yesterday, I think, but it's got in-car
Yeah.
cameras, outside cameras. It's cool. Y'all go take
Yeah.
a
I gotta
look
go.
at it.
Yeah, I seen it come across. I'm subscribed to his page on there, and I gotta watch it. I haven't watched it yet, so I did watch the video that his mom posted of the last couple laps there, last lap and a half or whatever, and not the greatest video, but it was exciting.
Yeah. Well, we got a lot of good in-car camera footage. I mean, Chris
Yeah,
Lilly also memeing on everybody while he's beating the hell out of them, just massacring them.
yeah, yeah,
But he's out there just joking around.
yeah.
Got a lot
Between
of,
go ahead.
yeah, I mean, but we got a lot of good. That's why I've been trying to convince Timmy that we need to buy some GoPros and some mics and just start putting them on random cars throughout the night.
Yeah. Well, you might need to put them on, cars that don't run up front. I wouldn't probably put it on Chris Lilly or Wes or, Kyle.
Oh, I'm
Because,
gonna put it on Keyshawn because there's like a 60% chance he's gonna wreck throughout the night.
I mean, maybe 70% actually.
If there's a terrible driver that shows up, I'll be like, "Hey, buddy, you want to put this camera on Euro bar? Let her eat."
Jesus, you make me about to say things that I would regret saying. I'm about to start calling names. Oh, hey, you should have put one on so and so. No,
Let him fly. Let's hear what you got.
no, 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 no. I'm good. I'm good. But congrats to Drew Bond on the victory. Been a long time coming, and there's not many people that can say they beat and straight up beat Kyle Dudley on the track. So, man, the mini stocks you mentioned them. What a bunch of drama. I mean, holy smokes. Fuel leaks, exhaust hanging out,
Lost
guys
all our
going in
cars.
to talk to the to talk to the race director. I mean, Lord have mercy.
Yeah, I just want like mini stocks to finish with the same amount of cars we started with.
That's probably not ever going to happen.
Probably not, or at least most of them anyway. I mean, there's 2 races in a row. We're down to like half, but yeah, it was full of. The beginning of the race was okay. It wasn't too bad, but then as it went on, it went downhill quick.
Yeah.
Those last like 10 laps, I felt like were like the last 2 minutes of the Super Bowl. It's like 45 minutes, an hour long.
Well, take us through what happened. I mean, I've heard a little bit of it. Obviously, the fuel thing with Scott and the exhaust hanging off of Doodle's car there. Take us through what happened there.
Well, Scott, he had Doodle. I mean, if we're being honest, and even Doodle said that he had him. But then
Yeah.
coming out towards the end of the night, I noticed coming out of 4, his car was cutting off for a second, and then he'd get back into it. And so Doodle was catching him then, and then next thing you knew, Doodle's in the wall. I didn't even see it, but I heard it.
Yeah.
And then he comes around, and yeah, the exhaust is half hanging out, and he's pissed because he said that Scott was leaking fuel on the track. So Lauren got Scott to pull down pit road. We had a bunch of people looking underneath there. They didn't see nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just a whole huge thing. Scott would have had them, but then it really started. I mean, he said he was running out of fuel. Doodle said he was leaking fuel.
Well, I
He
mean,
was
you probably
missing gas somewhere. Somewhere the
yeah,
gas wasn't there no more.
yeah, you probably running out of fuel when you're leaking it all. I mean, just my guess.
Well, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. It was going somewhere, and it wasn't to the motor because as it went on, it just got worse and worse, and then finally he just couldn't. It just barely. It was barely running down the straightaway, and Doodle was able to slip on by him and get it done.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I mean, poor Jaden. I mean, he can't even keep up with what day it is.
Wes is working too hard. Yeah, he can't even keep track of the days anymore.
I don't know what they're doing, but
Hell, he's probably got him out there doing his plumbing or something.
Wow. Oh my God. Josh Phillips, popping in on this Scott Foley leaking. I mean, I don't know why Josh Phillips was he walking around the track with his GoPro.
I guess he was running right behind Scott in the tournament. He got it real good. That's good camera work.
I mean, that right there is good camera work right there, for sure. Now tell us about this exhaust hanging out on Doodle's car. That seems to be the controversy of the week right here.
That thing was sticking out there pretty good. After he hit the wall, I don't know what happened. But there was some upset people that said, and I get it. If he had door smacked somebody, it wouldn't have been good. He was ripping tires. Hell, he might have sent that thing through their sheet metal on their door.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of people upset about that one. Like I said, I didn't see the wreck, and I'm assuming that's when it happened after he hit the wall. It knocked something. His door was all beat in, and that exhaust was sticking out.
Yeah. I knew it was something interesting when I'm standing at Ararat and my phone rings and I look down and it's one of the guys who raced there. And I'm like, what the hell is he calling me about? He calling to ask me what the rule is on the exhaust hanging out of the car. I said, I don't know. I didn't write those rules.
They could have just went and asked the tech man.
I don't. I mean, I just looked at the damn rule book. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's on the website.
Yeah, it is. It is. Tech man had a paper copy. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, I have no idea. That doesn't. I ain't got nothing to do with it. Don't ask me. I don't care. You know what I mean? I mean, it's good for the show. I mean, I'm glad you called me so I could, know about everything. But I mean, I can't help you with that. So.
But yeah, that was probably the most dramatic 3-car finish I've ever seen. And Wes Goff coming home in third, he was just happy to be there, man.
Yeah. Sounds interesting. Sounds very interesting. I mean, I don't know. I have had the rule read to me on the exhaust, but I have not read the rule myself. I did not take the time to do so. So I'm not going to speak my opinion to that. I mean, but if the rule was what it was read to me, then well. Yeah, that was maybe should have been a little different there, but whatever.
Either way, it was not going to be a good finish because they were saying Scott should have been parked. Scott was saying Doodle should have been parked. Wes was just cruising back there. He was just coming home third.
Blown up.
He could have, I don't know. But hell.
Yeah, he blew up, yeah.
Everybody wanted everybody disqualified. I was talking about Wes Goff.
Oh, yeah. See, you got Wes Givens on the brain so much that you make me think every time your mouth says Wes.
No. Don't even start this shit.
Listen, because everybody in the comments will agree with me, okay?
I catch it every day. You're the one that brings them up half the time.
Josh Brown will tell you 100%.
I wasn't even going to bring him up. Well, because he blew up on lap 1. He brought that thing in. It's like
I think if I read the results right, it was lap 8. But now he did have another altercation on lap 1 of the Outlaw race. The Outlaw debut, man. 10 cars showed up for the Outlaw debut. 9, I believe, started the race, or 8, or whatever it was. But interesting debut for that class.
Yeah, good turnout. A lot better than I thought it was going to be. Because I know obviously. You've tried. We're calling it Outlaw, but it's kind of an Outlaw was front wheel and rear wheel when you ran it, and now it's kind of a U car, super U car deal. So I wasn't, those guys that always say we want to come race, and then they never show up. But we had a good car count in that. Man, I couldn't really see you. So many damn haulers. They took a green, went into 1, and from the front row back, everybody just stopped.
Yep. Well, what happened?
I don't know. Apparently Wes and old buddy got into it. I didn't see what happened.
I mean, Wes's name. What's old buddy's name?
Oh, Kevin, I guess.
Kevin Litton. Was it him again?
Yeah, it was Gary. Dangling, Gary.
Listen, no, Kevin Litton, and I'll tell you why I said that. Here's his comment from a moment ago. He said, "I do not approve of the other Kevin Reckon in Outlaw 4."
Well, I can't speak on the first one because I didn't see it happen. All I know is I looked through the little gap I had in between the concession stand and a hauler, and I saw Wes. We'd been under caution for about 10 seconds, and he whips that thing left as hard as he could, and I heard it go, and I was like, "Whoa!" And then old number 27 comes around. He had some new dents on that thing.
Was that West Golf you were talking about again? I'm confused.
Lord have mercy.
Sorry, I had to. Sorry.
I'm about to just leave this show right now.
Hey, at least you made it to the halfway point. I mean,
you can do it solo.
Yeah, well, I'm just clarifying here, since obviously I got it wrong before. I didn't want to jump to any conclusions here.
Yeah, I went and got a quick interview with Wes. He was pissed. They called me. They said, "Go interview Wes. He's over here freaking out on the backstretch." He said he should have lifted. He should have moved. He should have did something.
Kevin Litton's got a lot of opinions this week, okay? Facts, opinions, whatever it is.
He don't approve of nicely ruining the Kevin name.
I don't think exactly. That's what I was about to say. He's worried about his namesake there. I mean, while he's not worried about running into the back of cars himself, but Kevin nicely cut up into West. So, I mean, Stephanie Best here. She said that someone's dad let them drive when they shouldn't be driving. Stuff happens. I don't know about all that.
You get a lot of that in this sport.
Yeah, I would agree. Josh Phillips, who was behind him, he said it kind of looked like a real estate issue for sure. So,
yeah, Lane was a hot commodity.
Did he have his GoPro going when he was racing, or only on his foot?
Only on foot.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, then next thing you know, they go back to green. They went maybe another 2 laps, and caution comes out. I'm looking around, and here comes JC spinning tires. His whole front end smashed in.
What happened there?
The old Kevin struck again, I guess. I don't know what happened. JC was pissed. He about burned every bit of his tire off just pulling into the pits. He floored that thing.
Yeah.
That's when the potential altercation almost happened.
Yeah.
Keyshawn, getting in there.
No, Keyshawn wasn't running his mouth and
no, he's the most quiet guy I've ever met, which is why I was so surprised that he, very outside of his character, decided to say something.
Yeah, well, yeah. Wrong, Kevin. Same outcome. Whatever. I mean,
Either way, y'all reckon. It don't matter.
Yeah.
But yeah. Then after that, it was smooth sailing for the rest of the race. The old Hinchy Motorsports machine took him to town, man.
I knew that was coming soon. I knew the big pat on the back for the Hinchy Motorsports team was coming soon. I mean,
we beat the hell out of them. Come on. What did you expect?
Oh, my God.
I mean, the guy in second place, Jeff Linkus, I don't know. That was a hell of a car. It looked like a full-blown mini stock. I thought for sure he was going to be an issue. But
yeah,
we managed to take him, like I said, to a little place called Gapplebee's.
Yeah.
Fine dining.
Jaden said it got real entertaining after the second incident in Outlaw.
I'm not going to say if anybody's a good or bad driver. It's not for me to decide. I will say, though, when Josh was lapping a certain car, my bunghole puckered up a little bit. I was a little worried.
You thought he was going to get put head on into the backside of the wall like you did by yourself.
It would have been a major issue if that would have happened.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. Josh Brown giving us the play-by-play here of what happened between Wes Gibbons and the 27, as Kevin nicely said. That 27 jumped the curb to keep from spinning. He gunned it right into Wes. It happens.
I mean, what are you going to do?
I mean, listen, Unfortunately, sometimes you have to learn at other people's expense. Just part of it.
That's the whole thing of racing. Ask Will Stevens. I learned that
Oh my God, here we go.
he
Will
learned at my
Jesus,
expense a lot.
Well, I mean, at least it was your expense and not his own. I mean,
Yeah, a lot of expenses. Like 58 times. But we don't have to talk about that. He's gone. He ain't gonna haunt my dreams no more.
Kevin Litton is proud of himself. He didn't tear up anything this week.
He was close. He was close on several occasions. I don't know what he did. He needs to drop that air pressure down to that right front. Because I had never seen a stock 4 push that bad in my entire lifetime. He entered in real low and he about hit the wall every time, halfway through the turn. Like it just wasn't even steering it off.
Yeah. Kent Chrisley said he was learning at his expense.
Yeah. Kent's going to have a conversation with his driver, Mr. Givens. He's going to tell him to calm down out there.
Yeah. Josh Phillips said the old yellow machine did bump a couple cars, but there was no non-yellow paint trading. No yellow paint trading. Yeah, well, that's because it was black.
Yeah, they took the signature away. I feel like he should.
What are we doing?
He should at least, where the license plate goes, just paint that yellow, just so people know he was there.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm with you. Kent Chrisley said he won't listen anyways, so
might have to.
I mean, you might have to fire your driver.
Ooh.
I mean, whatever. Speaking of his driver, he got him a couple wins.
BullRing.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
What happened to that class, man? Holy smokes.
Well, these dirt tracks done stole everybody.
Oh my God, here we go.
We lost our whole class. No, I don't know. It just... To be fair, we got both Josh Hinchy and Josh Brown. They moved up.
Yeah.
So there's 2 cars there. 2 competitive cars.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, man. It fell off a cliff.
Listen, it's a perfect time for a time cap. Perfect time. Right now, I mean, hold on. I'm going to look at these times so I know that I'm not wrong, okay? But right now would be a great time for a time cap. Let's see. First Stock 4 race. You got 3 cars in the 17s and everybody else in the 18s. 17.9 time cap. Call it a day. You get rid of all the rest of them fast cars. Somebody else can win a race, and you make a class, and somebody will actually win a race.
Terrible idea.
They're not going to listen. The racer and everybody's not going to love that. But let me go ahead and tell you, if you want good racing, that's what needs to happen. So,
why are we rewarding slow cars?
I mean, I would rather reward the racetrack with more cars than worry about rewarding people for being fast.
Yeah, but I get it. It's the same thing with the whole payout situation. You get last. It's racing.
Okay. I mean, listen, I'm just telling you how to fix it. Okay. And that'll fix it.
I know how to fix it. You fix it under a tech shed. You shake them cars down.
You can do anything you want. It's not going to make any difference. That's how you fix it. Nobody's going to like that. That's how you fix it. And you can take it one step further and just make it a trophy class. Don't even do it on your payout. Then you eliminate the fast cars and you eliminate the people that want to get paid and you take care of it. That's all you got to do. So, all you got.
I don't know.
Noah, they're wanting you to drive the Kent's Outlaw forward. Kevin Litton wants you to, anyways. I mean, you can't tear it up any more than Les did.
Look, say what you will. I feel like I would have made it at the first turn.
I mean, it's a front wheel drive. I think you'd have done okay.
I'm okay in the front wheel drive. I can do them.
Jaden Austin, he thinks he needs a halfway invert in Stock 4 to make it more exciting. Or maybe, competition caution or something. Hello. There's a reason, for competition caution.
Here we go. Here's the rule. I just came up with it, and Jaden reminded me because of his unfortunate happenings the first race. We just make the Cavaliers take third gear out. They have to run fourth.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I did forget about old Keyshawn. He moved up to Legends too, so that's another car.
Yeah. Josh Brown says everybody moved up and people tired of tearing up their car. I don't see anybody tearing anything up now that the other guys are out of the class. I mean, you're while I agree with you in some point there, Josh, you're kind of making a point for, well, the people that moved on, well, we're the problem. I don't know.
Nobody really got too bad tore up last year.
Nobody got tore up at all last year. That's the whole thing about it.
I know
is a
Josh
myth.
Brown's upset because my brother lost a wheel and he caught the ass end of it.
Yeah, which could happen in any race, anywhere, anytime.
Especially when you're driving them Cavaliers on stock rims. I mean, but last year was probably the most non-destructive year, but put on the most outstanding racing since I've been at the track.
Yeah. Kent Chrisley said, repeat that. He's talking to me. I don't know what he wants me to repeat, but
the whole podcast. Start over.
Jesus. See, we're 40
All right,
minutes
guys,
in.
we're back. We're live. Episode 57.
Episode 57 and a half. Okay. Oh, my God. Let's see. Terry Radford said he would like to drive. I mean, you can't do any worse than Noah has in the past, so it's all good. So, but there's a reason Noah's an announcer now and not a racer.
Champion. I would like that now.
Doc Love chiming in. He says, "What the heck? Bracket racing and oval racing? Dang, Langley, you drinking again? Nope. That's how the Stock 4 class was made to be what it became. Take it for whatever it is. You ain't gotta like it. It's the truth."
No, you done been down there dirt for like 2 months, and now you want to start throwing in B mains and C mains, and
I don't want any B mains or C mains. I'm just telling you what will work. There's got to be a fix for that class. Right now, it's broken. So, I mean, it is broken. The problem is, and you're right, it's the cycle. The people that are there's people cycling out, and there's nobody cycling in. And the only way you get people to cycle in is you find a way to make them competitive. I mean, it's
been the same thing at Franklin County for 15 years. You want to be competitive, you buy a Cavalier. I mean, it sucks.
It's not true, actually. The Hondas used to dominate.
Yeah, but even the push rods back in the day were still always up front.
Yeah, Kent, I'm not sure that's a good thing. He said Keyshawn needs some tires and he will run.
See, now we're talking about tearing up cars. Slap the right front right off that car.
Somebody actually wants to hear what I have to say. Either that or he just wants to see if I'm dumb enough to say it again. Kent Chrisley said my fix for Stock 4. That's what he wants to hear again. My fix for Stock 4 is putting a time cap on it. There's only a couple of good cars. Fix the class by putting a time cap in. Get rid of those guys. That's what you got to do. You basically get rid of the people who are running off from the rest of the field. There are plenty of people who would like to race in a class who cannot run 17.3, 17.4, 17.6s, whatever the number is. But there are a crap load of people who can run 18s, 17.9s, 18.5s. Crap load of people. Get rid of those other guys. And you do that by putting in a time cap, 17.9. And you do that by making it a no-pay class, trophy only. Ain't nobody right now getting paid enough that are finishing in those positions to care. It's a fix. I'm telling you.
You're gonna
100%.
You keep saying no pay, and you're gonna channel that guy. What's his face back from the mini stop? His ears is ringing right now when he's hearing no pay.
Oh my God. Thomas Parmalee, you're speaking of, and maybe. I mean, no, Thomas is good. Thomas's point was I understood what he was trying to say, but anyway, that's a whole nother conversation. Sharon Kirby with some common sense here. She says, I watched a race where they did the time cap and it was so fun watching them trying not to go over. It is. It's great. So
pitiful. Hate it.
Wrecking
double 8.
Wrecking Ball was at another track too, 100%. But right now you got a gap. You got 4 good cars, and everybody else. So
But that's how it was last year. But everybody was in a Cavalier.
Josh Brown, you are never going to win this argument. Josh Brown said, y'all must be blind. Last year, every car may still have been running, but they all looked like they were derby cars. I don't think you know what a derby car looks like. Because there wasn't one of them that looked like a derby car.
I'll tell you what,
yes,
Josh.
They had scrapes of paint, mostly a lot of yellow paint.
Yellow.
It
was all yours.
Let's be clear. But that's what racing is. That's what you want. That ride around. I watched that Stock4 race. Jamie Carson posted a video of from Saturday. I would have rather shot myself in the toe than to watch that. Okay, I mean it's got to be better than that, and it can be.
I'll tell you what, Josh. If you want to see a tore up race car, you go over there. I think it's in turn 1, and there's
race. I mean.
Over there in turn 1, up on the hill, there's a black Crown Vic over there that went through a traumatic experience. That's a tore up race car.
The fans that were sitting back there where you hit, they went through a traumatic experience.
They never even moved. I've seen the video plenty of times. They never moved. But the point is, it's racing. It doesn't matter. Unless you're in a modified where it's all Nerf bars, you're going to beat the hell out of all your body pounds. So that's just part of it.
Sharon Kirby, you're correct. Time cap works. At over 20.
Yeah, let's watch them all go slow so they don't get penalized.
Nobody cares.
BullRing.
A car is running.
Nobody cares except for the drivers.
Who cares? They're out there racing. It doesn't make any difference. Trey Cooper with his Honda crap. He said, take the 160 horsepower cap out, which I don't believe exists anymore. Maybe I'm wrong. But Honda's win again. So, Terry Radford, the most entertaining guy on Facebook, not for good reasons. I say we make them run a road course, Franklin County road course, premier road course in Virginia. Lord have mercy.
I want to say, before I knew Timmy was taking over the track, when I was experimenting with this tour idea, that was an idea I had, putting them on a road course.
Yeah, I mean that's happened. Back in the day, the Walls U-Car Clash went to VIR, so that's happened.
That would be dope as hell. You'd watch every Stock4 immediately fly into the grass on the first right turn.
Josh says, and there's no competition in Stock4 anymore, but 3 or 4. I thought I said that already. Okay. All right, here's a good one. Okay, Doc Love says I'd say create another class instead for the. I'm assuming he's meaning faster cars or slower cars or whichever. I mean, sort of.
Yeah, but then we're gonna split them in what? I mean, should we create a time cap for Kyle Dudley?
Oh, listen, those 4 guys that are fast, those 4 cars that are fast, they can run Outlaw.
All right. Well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go. I'm gonna go talk to Jimmy Mullins and Kyle, and I'm gonna take their hand and I'm gonna say, "Stop going fast, young man. You stop it right now."
You're talking about 2 different worlds of race cars.
But the principle is the
2
same.
different worlds. No, it's not, because we're going to get too in depth here.
We've had this argument like a year ago.
But Josh Phillips, you're wrong. You will not lose drivers. Essentially, Dylan Maxwell. Essentially, that's what you'd be creating. I mean, you'd be creating a rookie class. Stock4. I love the Stock4 class. Me and Eric Bishop, we created the Stock4 class. I love that class. It's my favorite class, but its course is in a bad place. I mean, I love Jaden. You know what I mean? I like Wes. Gary, Caleb. That's 4 cars, and then you got everybody else, and you got everybody else who will come. I'm telling you, man. There's the way. There's a way to do that. Stock4's run its course. Put them in Outlaw. Move on. Make them go earn victories. Don't let them ride around like that. Jamie Blaylock, tech guy, Franklin County, I believe. He said that would work.
There's a bunch of losers up in this chat. A bunch of slow bums. Haters. We're racing. The goal is to go fast. So let's go slow.
But you have to understand that I'm speaking from a different perspective. You're speaking from a racer perspective. Okay, that's cool, but it's not entertaining. And at the end of the day, you're trying to sell tickets as the people running the track. You know what I mean? So, and that's the perspective I'm speaking from. I don't know what Timmy and them will do. They do whatever they want to do.
I'm just saying, my first year, I lost every single race. I was not competitive. I was mid-pack at best. I still showed up every week, and we strive to get faster.
Right.
You don't walk the top guys back.
Well, no, I mean, we did, and it worked. So,
but then you went the other direction, and last year they were faster than they had ever been before, and the racing was better than it had ever been before.
Everything has a cycle. For whatever reason, that cycle right there didn't last long. I don't know why. I don't know why, because adding the weight to it didn't work. You know what I mean? The 2,500 pounds didn't work. I don't know. Everything has a cycle, man. Everything has a cycle. It's like... Yeah, I'm gonna shut up. I have too many opinions. I can shut my mouth. But Jaden Austin commented, everyone said it was the best class there, but now the classes was a problem. I mean, I'm pretty sure because you rode around. You guys lapped everybody in the field. You and Wes. Yeah, there's a problem. It's broken. It's time to fix it. Marvin Turner said, thinking about coming to watch the Smart Modified Race 523. Can you park overnight with a camper? I'm going to assume yes, but you tell us no.
Well,
Come on, man. You don't know the answer to that question?
Like I'm Smokey the Bear. I run the campsite.
Yes.
There's camp spots with hookups. I don't know who to talk to about that. I don't know if that's Timmy's deal, if that's Whitey's deal. I don't know. There's somewhere down there, yeah.
Listen, they can park a camper right behind the tower or out in the field. It don't make any difference.
Just park it right on the finish line. Just pull right down on the track.
Hey, and we'll run the modifieds through there. That'd be great.
You do a West Givens, park it right next to the concession stand, and just hook all your stuff up to that.
Here's a good question. Brian Nelson wants to know, why could you not add weight to the faster cars? You could. You're not going to solve the problem. We did that. I mean, Noah was part of that. It didn't solve the problem. The time cap solved the problem. Highland Rim Speedway, they have a time cap division right now, and it's their most successful division. So,
yeah, I just think you could do it. Like I remember, I think Motor Miles rules were based on horsepower, but the problem is the same car that's finishing first and the same car that are finishing last, they're basically the same car. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think every single car except for Kevin Litton Sr. in the Mazda is a 2.2 Ecotec.
They started life as the same car, okay? But when you have racers making alterations to their cars, legal or illegal, doesn't matter. They become different cars.
But that's
I promise you, the car that Wes and the car that Wes and Jaden and Gary and Caleb are driving are not the same cars that them other guys are driving.
Hold on, the car that Wes is not the same car. They're the car that Jaden and Caleb are getting. Wes is conveniently 1/10 faster than the rest of the cars he works on. But hey, that's just
well, I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. Yes, I'm way behind on the comments here, but Doc Love said the difference is, and we're talking to you, Noah, that Stock4 is an entry-level division, late models is not. So,
I wasn't saying that. I'm just trying to make a point.
Listen, Christina has got a comment for you. She said you're a loser, Noah. So.
Whatever.
Oh man, and here's a good point from Josh Phillips about not being able to afford, to be a fast car, and that's in every division, So yes and no, but I mean you got an entry level division, and you've run the course of entry level racers.
We spent more money on that piece of junk Ford Escort, than I ever dreamed of spending on my Cavalier.
Hey, but that thing got fast once your brother started driving.
Well, there was some trickery involved.
Whatever happened? Listen. What was my quote? I was teching myself, and what was my quote to y'all?
I don't remember.
I said I'd cheat the hell out of that thing until I got up in the top 3.
Well,
you gotta do whatever you gotta do.
I'm just saying, I get your point, but when everybody's running the same exact car, you can't have a. What are you gonna do? Have these guys aren't great mechanics division. I mean, what? Because it's not like I doubt Wes is spending thousands of dollars building his motor, putting pistons in it and stuff. It's all tricks. It's free tricks and little stuff you can do, and that's the whole part of racing. It's not just get in the car and go.
I mean, is it exciting?
We're 2 races in. All right.
You can be 14 races in the way the classes is right now.
And actually, the first race was extremely exciting.
Well, yeah, because the fastest car got wrecked. I mean,
well, let's start wrecking his ass.
Listen, I'm with you, okay? I'm with you. Josh Brown says Stock4s class for people to get into racing. At some point, you should move up. And while I partially agree with that, it's such an affordable division that I wish everybody was in that division. It's the most exciting racing. It has the potential to be the most exciting racing there is. So
I don't think anybody should have to move up. Maybe you're perfectly fine, not spending too much money and just chilling and using these piece of junk 4-cylinders and running
them. Yeah. Maybe Dylan Maxwell said maybe combines both stock 4, then finishing would be tougher. I don't know if he means to combine that with Outlaw 4. I'm not 100% sure. Jamie Blaylock says have a trade rule 500 in trade cars. Yeah, you'll never be able to do that there.
Yeah, if somebody wants to take my car, I'm shooting. That's all I'm saying. You can miss me with that shit.
Oh, man. Here's an interesting comment. Racing's much better this year. Just need car count at most divisions. The racing at Franklin County has never been a problem. I don't care if it's me running it, Timmy running it, Whitey running it, Kenny Lang, Richard Duluth, Wilton AG. That racetrack puts on amazing racing. No matter what. Noah could be running the racetrack. The racetrack's going to put on amazing racing. You know what I mean?
What are you trying to say there?
Just like, it was just,
a monkey could do that job, all right?
Yeah. All right, here. Man, I'm way behind on comments here. I didn't realize how far behind on comments I am. But Dylan Maxwell said, pretty sure the 20 car is a Cavi and beat the Acura and Outlaw. I'm pretty sure he's saying that to Trey Cooper there. So.
Beat a whole bunch of Acuras that had probably a lot more work done to them than that Cavalier did. Just saying.
Yeah. Jimmy Ray wanted to know where I'm headed Friday or Saturday. Probably get me a boat and float down, 220 or something. The way this weather is this weekend, I'm not sure that anybody will see much racing there. So
slip and slide at Ararat, $10 entry.
For real.
Bring your own darts.
No. All right, let's see what he say here. Josh Brown says Noah has a problem with the time cap on stock to slow the fast guys down, but yet the mini stocks went to 800 to slow the cars down, so it's not always about going fast anymore. I don't know. I get your point. I'm just not sure about 800s being slower. I've never found that to be the case. In fact, several of them used to say that when we had the rule that was 800s or sportsmen's, basically was the rule, and 800s won as often as sportsmen's did. So
there's a big difference though in changing a tire rule to close the gap than saying, hey, try not to run as fast in that car.
Yeah, well, but
that's a big difference.
But the point I made didn't have anything to do with try not to run that fast. Those guys can't slow down that much. My point was you basically remove the people who are just so far outclassed of all the other people to where other people can cycle into that division.
What do you
That's
do?
what
Kick them off to Outlaw? Tell them they got to run Outlaw now?
Have you missed this show? That's exactly what I said. Oh, man. Jimmy Mullins said put an RPM chip some way to keep them from turning to too many RPM. I guess you could do that.
I told you, we're taking their transmission. We're pulling third gear out. Y'all are running fourth.
Yeah, well, I mean.
We'll talk to Doodle. I've heard from Scott. He's an expert on pulling gears out of a transmission.
Wow.
That was a good one, I think.
That was something right there. That was something. But all right, did I miss any of the topics we were supposed to talk about? Yeah, I missed about 37 of them. But
yeah,
we're already an hour in, but we need to wrap this up. But I'm going to go through a couple things, some other stuff that happened outside of Franklin County and Ararat there. Bowman Gray, man, do you see all the excitement from down there this past weekend?
Oh yeah, it looked like a good old redneck time down there, man.
Every race down there is a good old redneck time, except usually the opener is not. Usually the opener is kind of boring, and they just kind of get started and they don't act the full. Well, they went ahead.
They're in mid-season form.
They're in August form right now. But that was Zach Staley and Justin Alverson. Could be very interesting.
It wasn't already.
I mean, well, it could be. It could continue to be very interesting. Your favorite modified driver, Burt Myers, he got moved on the last lap of the 200 lap race, dominated the race, and then got booted out of the way on the final lap. Dylan Maxwell said, "Poor Burt." The inside joke there is great.
What I love to see was all the old people in the comments that were like, "That's not racing." Be like, that was the most tame move you could ever pull at Bowman Gray right there. I don't know what you're talking about.
Not to shift, gears backwards here, but Chris Amos, multi-time winner in Stock4, multi-time Super U car outlaw, whatever winner says Stock4 should have a time cap. If the cars get too fast, make them run Outlaw 4. All right. Newport Speedway, man. They had a huge crowd for that Ted Caldwell Memorial Race. I had been doing some merch for them leading into the event. Looked like a big crowd. Martin Nesbitt, I think that race paid I know it paid the $10,000 minimum, but I think there was some bonuses. I think it may have paid $12,000 or $13,000 or something like that. Martin Nesbitt taking the victory. Matt Light finishing second. Tyler Worley third. Landon Huffman had an interesting comment about that whole race. He said he finished fifth, and he said that was the most fun he's had this year. So I think that says a lot when a guy who can finish fifth. I mean, he's the fourth loser, and he still had the most fun he's had all year. So.
Yeah, I mean, it goes like that sometimes. Most fun I ever had, I think I finished sixth in that race, and I had a hell of a time.
I mean, was that when you ran over Will Stevens?
That was a highlight. I didn't run him over. I bumped him. Sorry. Guy can't hang on to a front wheel drive.
They had 22 cars in the field for that race. Here you go. Here you go. You want to fill him in or anything? It says, what did I miss?
According to Langley, you're banned from Stock4s.
He already knows. I already told him. I told him.
He's trying to slow you down to like 18 nines. We're just going to get the kids out there on bikes to outrun them.
17-9, bud. 17-9. Okay. John Campbell jumping in the comments. He said, went to the bridge Saturday night. Each class had 20 cars in their classes. Dude, they have amazing car counts. Natural Bridge. Man, I can't say enough good things about them from having gone to the first race up there. They got things going, man. Every racetrack wants to be Natural Bridge. I mean, let's just be honest. I mean, well, I should say every racetrack wants to be Natural Bridge's car count, and every racetrack wants to be Bowman Gray's fan count. So,
I'll tell you what, I can't wait to get to a race down there this year.
Yeah. When you going?
I don't know. I don't know what their schedule looks like. Obviously, it'd have to be on one of our off days.
I
I
mean,
figured I'd come.
which track you talking about? Natural Bridge or Bowman Gray?
Yeah, both.
Okay.
But I was talking about Natural Bridge.
Yeah.
I guess I'll probably come see you on your opener. See what you got going up here.
Yeah. Boy, your number one Stock 4 driver, Wesley Gibbons. He said y'all want me to jump in the 71 next race.
Do you have the neon still?
I mean, you're not going to win. You're not going to win in the 71.
Jump in that. Yeah, I don't know what it is about that car. It's always been a little bit slower than the rest of them.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it is. You know, I had to share that one. Josh Hinchy said he's replying to Wes about what he missed, and he said we should condemn people for being fast. No, don't condemn you. Just let's get it. You know me. Let's get it. Let's get a race.
Hold on, and this is coming from a guy who's about to put his son into Stock 4. Yeah. And he's not over here griping and complaining. We need to slow everybody down for my son so he can win a race.
Of course not. Of course not. But that doesn't change. That doesn't change what you need to do from an aspect of fixing something that's broken. That doesn't. The racer opinion matters. Listen, y'all didn't like it when we put the time cap in the first time. Let's just be clear. Nobody liked it.
It was a mess.
It was good.
No, it wasn't. It was far better last year.
Listen, it was a pain in the ass. Okay, but it was great. Jimmy Ray said, I like how Natural Bridge has 3 late model classes most of the time. Always a great show in car count. Car count was low at Beckley this Saturday. I did not even see the Beckley car count. But, you know, it is what it is. Not every track can draw like Natural Bridge. Comparing any racetrack to Natural Bridge is going to leave you not very happy. You know what I mean? So
I'm just over here daydreaming about 3 late model classes with 20 cars each. Wouldn't that be? That'd be life right there.
Yeah. No kidding. Wesley Gibbons said, Josh Hinchy, they just mad Gibbons Speed Shop can find legal speed. I ain't that.
Well, we never said legal.
Nobody believes that legal crap anyway. So, you know, there's a reason that clutch went out the last race last year, and we'll just leave it at that. So, anyways, anything else? Did I miss anything? Anything else we need to talk about?
You're the one with the notes.
Yeah, but I've been through them. We're done with that. But I mean, I might have missed something there too. You know, I was too worried about how this was going to work to actually do very good with notes this week. We did make it on time. It hasn't shut off. I can still hear you, even though you pretended not to hear me earlier like a jackass. Yeah. I mean, you had me going. I was like, oh my God, it's not again. Oh man.
No, we're good this week.
Yeah. Well, we went over our time, and I'm sure we could sit here and debate the finer points of time cap racing if you'd like, but it is what it is. So
we're starting a new podcast on Thursday, the Time Cap Special.
Hey, that would be a great show.
We're just going to debate this for all of eternity, and neither one of us is ever going to make any ground on the other person.
I mean, it is what it is. So, it is what it is. I have to keep some of my opinions to myself here, but you know. Oh, but by the way, you know, congratulations to Josh and Stephanie seeing their gender reveal there at the track. It looked awful pink from where I was sitting.
Yeah, Terry owes me $5 for that.
What did he bet you that it was going to be a boy?
Yeah. We were gambling through the mics on the sound system live for everybody to hear.
Oh, okay. Well,
that probably wasn't appropriate given it was Easter. There's a bunch of kids there. Whatever. You know.
Yeah.
Teach me on. I always bet on black 20. That's all you need to know.
Right. I mean, seemed to work out good. At least race 1. You'll have to pick up some speed, though, if Jason Garwood shows up. eventually, he had spinal surgery or something, and he couldn't make it. But we'll see. We shall see. Your boy Caleb Hall wants to know, when will someone actually tear the cars down that they claim it's illegal? I mean, at this point, I'd just take them apart every week, just to see if you can slow them down. I mean,
well, Caleb wasn't there, so he missed a good tech guy that we got. Yep. He was pissing everybody off immediately, so that's a good sign right off the bat. He missed all that fun, so
yeah,
he's too busy down there beating up on like 12-year-olds driving go-karts or whatever.
Yeah. Well, thanks to Christina Maggard and Dylan Maxwell for wishing me a happy birthday. It's been a good one. I got to spend it with Noah. I mean, it's the dream 43rd birthday for me.
I'm surprised you didn't make that the whole topic of discussion.
No,
it's kind of self-centered that I have a trophy that says LA's birthday bash on it. I was like, what a douche. Named a race after himself.
It was perfect. Yeah. Let me tell you, Caleb, I could disqualify that car without even taking it apart. Okay? Yours particularly. Let's just be clear. I mean, and you know that already. So let's just be clear. So
what's the old saying?
Trey Cooper's not happy with your tech guy, apparently. Okay. Just saying.
Classic Trey. Ain't even racing.
Jimmy Mullins said, Wes, I guess I'm going to have to stop helping you before they try to slow me down. Jimmy, we've been trying to slow you down for 25 years, okay? It hadn't worked yet. It doesn't matter what the rules are, what division it is, or anything else. So, oh, man. All right. I can't share all these happy birthday, but I appreciate it, guys. And we got to get out of here. We're an hour and 11 minutes in, and I appreciate you guys watching and listening and checking us out. And hopefully we'll be back next week with zero problems. This week was good. Noah's probably going to wait until 7:58 next week to jump on, just so we can see if we can have some problems. Who knows? So
who knows?
Yeah, well, I don't know. So all right, that's episode 57 of the Pit Chatter podcast, and I guess that means we're out of here.
Bing bong.